Hey guys, Fishing BC with CJ back with another video today. Today's video is going to be a little recap and with the gear I used when I went to the Stave with my buddy Cameron, also known as Canadian Hair Boy. Some of you guys might be familiar with him, but anyway, headed up to the Stave on his jet boat with his dad George to celebrate his dad's birthday. And let's just say there are a lot of fish. We caught a lot of them as well. Anyway, stay tuned, enjoyed the video. Gonna go over a bunch of different gear that I used, and should be a good one. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Well,
Yeah,
so here we've gone to the gear part of the video. I'm not gonna bother saying what rod I'm using because I've said it probably 20 times over in every video I've posted basically. But it's a 10.5 foot medium. Any medium heavy rod in like a 10 foot, 10.5 foot is going to work wonders for you. If you are a little more, let's say, let me find the right word without sounding terrible. If you've been doing this for a long time and you like having fun, fighting fish, and you're not here to haul them in, then a medium action is so fun. But if you're a little more of an amateur, or you haven't been doing it as long and you're still not quite used to fighting large fish that fight hard, then the medium heavy will do the job perfectly fine. Floating, when it comes to float fishing, I run a 25-gram float to a small little chunk of pencil lead, then an 18, 22-inch leader to a jig. The key about float fishing jig is you don't want to tap bottom. You never want to tap bottom. That's how you lose your gear. That's how you snag fish. I try and keep my gear when I'm float fishing jigs 6 inches to a foot off the bottom. Chum will rise to eat your jig. They won't just sit on the bottom, right? They will actively rise, come up. It's hilarious. Like there have been times where I've been sight fishing chum, and I will literally have my float slid all the way down to my pencil lead. I'm fishing like maybe 3 feet of water, and I'm watching chum come up and grab my gear and go back down. It's hilarious. So no need to tap bottom or any of that stuff. You're not fishing beads, you're not fishing roe, you're not fishing Colorado blades, so you can fish it quite high in the water column. This is my leaderboard. You can see there's a wide array of colors. I like to switch colors every now and then when I fish chum, just because I feel like when I throw enough of one color, they stop hitting it, then they'll move on to something different. So you can see I got lots of pinks, purples, chartreuse. I got one red and white. I've got a weird cotton candy blue and pink one. Lots of variety. Chum will hit it. They don't really care. One little tip: if the bite slows down, tip your jig with like some sort of prawn or shrimp, and that kind of turns them back on. It's pretty cool. So, technique number 2. Uh, Next very fun thing to do is to throw twitching jigs, spoons, and spinners for chum. They're not that picky, and they will take a large array of gear that you throw at them. So the rod I used for that, this is one that I finally got a chance to use when I was out there. This is the Loomis E6X series. A lot of people say E6X. It is a 8'6" medium heavy. I don't know if you guys can see the wording there. Fast action. This is a casting model. They do make these in spinning models. So for those guys that like twitching using spinning rods, spinning reels, they got something for you. The reel I've got is the Garcia Black Max. I've spooled it with 15-pound fluoro. You can do 30-pound braid and then tie an Alberto knot to 2 feet of 15-pound fluoro. A lot of different ways you can do it. I prefer not to use mono. Mono has too much stretch and you lose a lot of sensitivity. So something sensitive and relatively stiff is quite nice to use. Here I've got a spoon on because I was throwing spoons for coho, but for chum, they'll take a lot of different colors. Predominantly black and pink and purple work best. This is when I tied up half ouncer with the rat tail at the back, a little bit of sort of this grape colored flash. I don't know, you guys can like barely see it because my camera quality sucks. And then I've got purple and pink schlappen on there. I had another jig. I had actually 3 of them. We ran through a lot of jigs. It's hilarious. Same ideas, but it was purple and pink marabou, so it was a little longer, a little more action. And the rabbit tail, it was purple, but it was barred pink. So the tips were pink, but the body was purple, so it's pretty cool. Spoons and spinners, straight pink works great. If you can find purple spoons, I don't know if people make purple spoons, those work great. I had one, and it was gone. This works surprisingly well. This is the prime lure spoon. Blue silver chartreuse worked wonders. Swinging spoons. Fish aren't picky; they'll take a lot of stuff you throw at them. So yeah. So we have arrived to part 3. Spey rods for chum. So when I was out there with my buddy Cameron, we brought our Spey rods because we wanted to swing for some chum. So what I've got here is my 7-weight, 13.5 foot Sage Sonic, and I also have my, if I can pick this up, 8-weight, 12.5 foot Redington Claymore. An 8-weight and a 7-weight, that's all you need for chum. No need to go heavier to like a 9 or a 10. The chum down here don't get to, exceeds of 20 plus pounds unless it's river monster chum. Line wise, if you're newer to it, you really want to stick to Skagit lines because you do have to throw a sink tip and usually some sort of a weighted fly. If you're quite experienced, then you can get away with throwing like a Scandi with poly leaders, or you could throw something like a real Scandi Body with the 15-foot replacement tips. But ideally, Skagit lines, bow tips. It was a little windy out. It was actually not a little, very windy. So I actually had to put my Scandi rod away, pull out the heavy Skagit, and get going to work on that. For flies, on my Scandi rod that I was using, very light tubes, like this guy here and this pink and purple marabou tube there. Get some color contrast. You can see those guys there. For trailing hooks, I was using the OPSD swing hook. That's a size 1/0. It's a little bit big because I have a lot of 1/0s when I was trying to swing for Chinooks on the Campbell, and during red season, I forgot to buy size 2s and 1s for this type of stuff. And then on my Skagit rod, I was throwing big rabbit tails, heavier stuff. Let me just show you guys. So this right here, I've got like a pink and purple string leech. As you can see, it is quite long. It's quite wind resistant. It's a pain in the ass to cast on a Scandi rod. This guy here, I was casting on both rods. It's a small micro intruder, basically. It's a cotton candy variation, so it's a dark blue and pink. It's got a teeny bit of flash in there. Personally, I like a little bit more, but I don't tie these, so I got to roll with it. And here I've got some cone head tubes. Here I've got pink and black, and this one is a blue, purple, and black tail with an orange head. This one here is a cone head rabbit tube as well. And this guy is slightly weighted, orange head, orange, pink. So as you can see, the recurring colors is pink and purple. That's what you really want to be throwing the most. It's quite weird, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, because when I was out there, all the fish I hooked on the swing were male chum, but whenever I float fished a jig, I would pick females up left, right, and center. It was really weird. I don't know what it was, but it had me thinking. But yeah, it's definitely pretty neat. I just want to say thanks, guys, for watching the video. If you've gotten all the way to this part, really appreciate all the support along the way. Feel free to subscribe down below. It does not cost money. It's very free, and leave a like and a comment down below. This winter, if I can muster enough people, I will host a giveaway. I will most likely give away a rod and reel spooled with line, along with a handful of twitching jigs or lures or float jigs of your choice. But yeah, only if we can get enough people, I will do that giveaway. But thanks again. Appreciate it. I'll see you guys on the next fishing adventure.